a reader question that we have: how many actual contracts do you have right now? Because I know that employment can be different, contracts can be different. How many contracts does a Rocky Romero have right now?
I've got a few.
Really? I love it. I love it, man.
I've got a few. Yeah, I do have a few. Yeah, I'm signed with New Japan and AEW, and obviously, I'm signed with AEW as a wrestler in a wrestling role. I'm also signed as a backstage role.
Man, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like
Thank
you're just gonna drop one. You're like, I'm actually still signed to UPW. Nobody just knows it. Nobody knows it.
And I'm signed to Talking Shop. Most important.
There you go. There you go. Well, like anybody who had those Lucha Underground contracts, if you remember those, they signed people to like 7-year deals.
Yeah, I
or
almost
like
signed one. I was
really.
I was going back and forth with them. At this point, I don't think I was contracted to New Japan, or was about to resign,
Yeah.
maybe, or was like in some kind of lull. And I through my TV agent, I got this call to go to an audition. And when I got sent the paperwork, it was like, oh, this is a wrestling show. And I was like, oh, this is Lucha Underground. So then I went to the audition and I sat down with Chris Joseph, and I auditioned, and he was like, he really loved my audition. He, like I did a monologue, and it was cool. It wasn't like and it wasn't like very wrestling related. And so he came back, and he came back, like probably within 24 hours, he came back. He's like, I tried out for Dario Cueto, is what I actually tried out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then he came back, and he's like, I have this whole concept that I wrote last night. He's like, I was really excited about your audition. And he's like, we're gonna build the temple for the first, we're gonna build the temple, and you're basically gonna be around the temple. So you're gonna be in the background of all the shots. You're gonna basically be the janitor of the temple. So I was gonna be the janitor. I was gonna be like always listening to like what's going on. And then the big reveal was gonna be in the second season that my family owned the temple, and Dario had taken the temple away from my family. So then I was gonna end up like feuding with Dario and his minions in the end, which would have obviously changed the whole concept. So
that sounds fantastic.
That would have been good.
Damn. I mean, like I thought the first season of Lucha Underground was as fun pro wrestling TV as I had seen. It was so different. It's one of the rare times they could get away with like the hidden camera thing where you didn't know it was there, because this was it was a pro wrestling show, as opposed to how most wrestling is a show about pro wrestling type of thing.
Right.
I thought it was so good, man. So that almost happened. You almost got locked in one of those deals.
Yeah, but that was the problem. There was the contract was that, and good thing I have a good agent when and they were going back and forth, and they were like, if you sign this thing, you're like kind of screwed for the next 7 years. So I was like, all right, well, let's not do it.
I remember like Evilise and a couple of people talking to me about how much of a pain in the ass it was, because they were signed for a certain number of seasons, and then what they would do is they would just go a year and a half between seasons, and you would still be locked down. It was a big pain in the ass. Man, that is just wild. I had never heard that story. So yeah, I'd like Tony to get that library. That's a library I want him to get.
Yeah. Especially Swerve now and all these talents that are there, the Lucha Bros. So I mean,
it'd be good.
That's actually a good idea. Yeah, that's a great idea.
I think that'd be kind of fun, because I mean, I don't see WWE being in the library acquisition mode anymore. I think they did that just to launch the network, and now that they're very smart, because they're licensing out all the individual parts of the network for different things. And Tony just seems like a guy who'd be like, yeah, I just want it.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. It's good to have that he has the ROH library, because there's so much history there, to build off of. And, you need all that stuff is important when you're building packages and stories. And, there's a lot of history from a lot of folks. So, it's good to be able to dig into that and show the fans like where it all started in the journey. Right.